Is creativity dead? We all have the thought that certain genres of music all sound the same. Usually, you're in two factions. Either you're a country fan that thinks hip-hop all sounds the same, or vice versa. Side note, rock is better than anything. Or we believe that groups of movies are all the same. But with music, movies, and even games all sounding the same, is creativity dead? First, we need to look at what creativity is. According to Robert E. Franken, a really smart dude, creativity is the tendency to generate or recognize ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may be used in solving problems, communicating, and entertaining ourselves. So we now know what creativity is. Let's look at what it means. First, problem solving. The main purpose of our amazing creativity is to help us adapt to changing environments, or to get out of bad situations. Like the girl who's looking for that bad boy, or girl, I don't judge. We always are looking for problems. Once we fix one, we're on the lookout for the next. Why? Because we like order. Order is controlled and predictable. But chaos is how the world fundamentally operates. So we need to get creative to adapt and work around obstacles that life throws at us. What about communication? Well, if you look at language in general, it's actually quite creative. The fact that we use a combination of lip, tongue, and larynx movements to form sounds and to words and to form sentences to explain abstract thoughts like whether or not creativity is dead is quite creative. And that's before considering written language. Not to mention that we are always coming up with new words, sometimes for new discoveries that don't have names yet, and sometimes to describe sexual emotions with the buttocks. Creativity and communication really shines when trying to send messages either across the world or across time. Social media is the most recent of this most dynamic form of communication. Before that, and before the internet, there was phones, and before that, the telegraph, and before that, just plain writing. But even before that, we had art. Cave paintings were to teach future generations how to hunt and gather and survive while telling stories of great battles and religious experiences. Children draw before they even learn the alphabet. It's the most basic form of communication, and the precursor to the last form of creativity, entertainment. Which is where the question started. Entertainment is generally what we think about when we come to talk about creativity. So, is the entertainment industry devoid of imagination and all of creativity? It depends on how you look at it. With music, there are the ice cream chords. 4 chords that are used in thousands of songs, from Elvis to Slipknot to Justin Bieber. Watch this video for proof. But although extremely common, they are still used in creative ways. There are no rules for how many beats, how fast or how slow, or even in what order you use them, or what words you sing with them. We can use them to create all the songs that we want and not diminish creativity. What about movies? With movies, and stories in general, there is a theory that there is only 7 original stories that all other stories use as framework. Overcoming monsters, rags to riches, the quest, voyage and return, comedy, tragedy, and rebirth. The key word is framework. We use these as a guide to set up and how to tell stories, so they can be easily followed and relatable. I could also talk about gameplay for video games, but you get the point. Saying that no one can create any original work is like West Side Story is unoriginal because Romeo and Juliet already told the tragic story 300 years earlier. We use the same styles or the same ideas as tools, as jumping off points. Why? Because we are a collaborative species. Even when we are working on our own and trying to come up with new ideas, we learn from others in the past. Either their mistakes or their triumphs inspire us to go and try to do it ourselves and build on the ideas previously laid out for us. Creatively solving the problems we face in an ever-changing future to convey thoughts easier and more accurately in an effort to tell the amazing and remarkable story of us. So, is creativity dead? Well, you're gonna have to really get creative to find a way to truly killing it. Destiny is a first-person shooter with RPG elements. One of those elements is character customization. You can mess with the appearance and class of one of three races: human, awoken, and exo. But this raises a question. What is human?